Good morning, everyone. Let us start with part 4 of day 35, wherein we are practically configuring the cost component structure. The T code to configure is OKTZ, and let us log in into the system and start the configuration. So, once you log in into the system, you enter the T code OKTZ, and then you will be landed into this particular page or screen, wherein first thing you have to create the cost components. So, I have created RG and RS, wherein RG is the detailed level of cost component structure and RAS is summary level of cost component structure. In both the cost component structures, I have activated the primary cost component split, which is nothing but further I want the further bifurcation of the energy and utility cost. And then after creating, I have assigned different cost components in the main and auxiliary cost component structures. Going into the cost component structure, that is the main cost component structure, I have these many components as mentioned on the Excel sheet in our previous discussion, which are the raw material cost, machine, labor, utilities to be further bifurcated into power and fuel, the cost for repair and maintenance, the cost for flavoring, and two other things were the lecithin and vanilla, which are captured through indirect material, the cost for quality cost, the cost for repair, research and development. Similarly, there are other costs like external processing, subcontracting, additive cost, and the cost for byproducts and other factory overheads 1 and 2. From subcontracting until factory other overheads 1 or 2, we will understand in the days to come. But I hope from raw material cost until the R&D is the same thing that we have discussed over here in the business process session. So for all the raw material cost from sugar until the milk extract, I have considered under the cost component structure 10, which here you can see by the cost component structure 10, we have the raw material cost. Similarly, for 20, we have machine cost, 30 we have labor, 40 we have energy utility, and so on until the end. So these are all the things that are designed. And if you want to create, let me show you how to create these cost components. Simply click on new entries, get the cost component structure. In our case, it is RG for main. And let's say I want to create 130 cost component. The number 130 represents other factory overhead, other other expenses, and then I click on save. So this way the node 130 will be created. Let me click on save. 130 already exists. Let me click on 150. 150 also exists. Let's choose 160. Yeah, and click on save. So this way you will be able to create additional cost component under the cost component structure. Let me show you the one that is created for 160. You see 160 other expenses has been created. Let me delete it because this is not relevant to our case. I have deleted that. So this is the main cost component structure. The another cost component structure is the summary cost component structure. Under the summary cost component structure, we have very less components, wherein we want to track all the materials cost together, all the direct activities cost together, all the overheads together, and other costs together, wherein I have mapped all the raw materials under cost component 10 for summarization, all the activities cost that I will be bringing from routing and primary cost component under cost component 20, and the indirect material along with these overheads in cost component 30, and all others into cost component 40, which you can see over here: 10, 30, 10, 20, 30, and 40. So these are the cost components within the cost component structure that we have created. Now we will assign the respective GL accounts against each of those components. As an example, for raw material cost, I need to select this and I need to go over here, and I should specify for the cost component structure RG and the chart of account RCIG. From what GL account to what GL account will represent my raw material cost component. So this I will record in a different session, that is part 5. For today we will close over here, and I believe that you have now understanding how the cost components are created in SAP when practically configuring for the main cost component structure and the summary cost component structure. Let us close for the day. We'll meet again in part 5.